Have him in a harness better than a collar when he does this?
Yes, I don't like to have them with a collar on when they're on the treadmill because I don't want them to have extra pressure on their neck.
We don't want any pinch collars.
No, we don't. The harness just keeps them, it's a little easier for them. It doesn't hurt them, like they're not pulling. Sometimes they'll pull with the harness, but you're not going to hurt anything in their neck.
A special harness or any harness can a person use?
Can use any harness. This one is supposed to be one that doesn't let them pull. When they pull, it's more uncomfortable, but it's one that's easily adjustable. That works best for me. So I can use this harness on him, and I can use it on a big German Shepherd.
Same harness?
Same harness.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
This one works really well.
All right.
So when you first put him on the treadmill, let him smell it, and then he'll step up here. He'll step up here slowly. Make sure he stands up there okay, and then I'll take him off. Okay, Bailey, come on, let's go again. Good boy. Come on. Okay.
Now I saw right now where he favored that left leg just a little bit whenever he got up there. Yeah, he lifts it just a little bit.
Yep, and then he'll put it down, and then we'll go down again. And then he'll get up again. He probably won't. Sometimes he'll use it to get up, but most of the time he uses his right front to get up. So once they'll do that, I use a leash and hook them up to the treadmill. This one has sides on it so that it kind of helps you to keep the dog from going side to side.
Now, is that made like that for just dogs, or my treadmill doesn't have that?
It's a human treadmill.
I never saw one with sides like that.
It's like they have it for cross-country skiing, so it works really good for him or for all the dogs. I got one wall to the side to keep him from going off this side. The wall's fairly close in the back, so they're not going to go flying off of the back. And they can see forward. If they can't see forward, then they don't want to walk.
Okay, now if this was his very first time, so now you're just going to make the movement with your foot and try and get a little bit of motion.
Make sure I have a little bit of pressure on them so that they go forward and don't pull back. And then they just start walking. Most treadmills you can move with your foot, so.
Yeah, I think you can too.
It works pretty good. That way they get used to it, and you can hear when he puts his feet down there's a little bit of noise, so he doesn't mind that. And if they get going back too far, I put a little bit more pressure on here just to make them come forward a bit. If they're not wanting to stand up, I'll sometimes help hold their bellies up. Like a dog who's had surgery who's favoring a leg, I'll help hold their belly up so that they can stand and start using their leg.
Okay, it looks like Bailey's almost ready. He does favor that leg though, doesn't he?
He's a good boy. Once he's warmed up here a little bit, we'll raise it up and have him change his speed. Can you also use the incline on here too? Okay, really? That's what we'll do here in just a couple minutes. And that's one thing, you've got to make sure that they're really comfortable with the treadmill because it makes noises when it inclines, and you don't want to scare him when you do that. So he'll just go whatever. He'll do whatever.
What's the biggest dog you ever worked with?
I have an Irish Wolfhound that I worked on.
There you go. That's a big one.
Her head hits the top of the treadmill.
And what about the smallest?
Little Chihuahua.
Little Chihuahua.
Do cats.
Can you do cats on this?
A cat on a treadmill is different than a dog. You don't, like the dogs, you want them on the treadmill and then you start it. But a cat, there you go. A cat, I usually stand on the treadmill. I hold the cat. I hold the cat and turn the treadmill on so that they get used to the sound that way. And then once I know they're comfortable with all of that, I set them down on the treadmill, and then they usually start walking at that point. A different harness? I don't tie the cats up to the treadmill. They do not like that at all.
Well, how do you keep them on?
I just kind of hold them a little bit to steady them.
Gear
yeah,
on?
Just kind of, no.
No, really?
No.
Oh, my heavens.
No, we usually do pretty good. I have one. Some cats, once you get them started, you just have to make sure. They'll try to lay down sometimes. So you just keep them standing up and just let them go.